Today I'm going to have just a little brief discussion about dioramas, set pieces, and things like that. I've been doing this for a while, and one of the things that I have the luxury of that a lot of people don't is space, time, and I just don't really throw stuff out. That is good and that's bad in a lot of different ways. Borderline hoarding, sure, but if you build dioramas and other uh, photographic uh, art pieces, I don't throw stuff out. And so I happen to have a huge collection of things that I can use as background dressing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is kind of give you a brief idea of some of the stuff that I've collected over the last 10 or 15 years. Um, I've been doing this for a really long time. I haven't really started doing the photography thing um, until maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. Uh, when I first started, it was just basic. Um, Nothing to really, I just put my figures out on the floor, take some pictures, and maybe put them in some interesting poses or whatever. Um, Nowadays, I'm a little bit more creative because I do have the luxury of being able to store and keep pretty much anything that comes across my path, at least anything that catches my fancy. So we'll just kind of go over and start showing you some of the stuff that I've been picking up over the last few years. A really neat thing that I started picking up are these little drums. They look like industrial waste, fuel drums, things like that. These are more in scale for larger figures. Um, I guess you could go for 112 scale, 1/6 scale for the, if you're really bothered by scale. I do a lot of 3 3/4 stuff, so I think pretty much anything that I use can be used for that purpose. Sometimes people will give me things like this. Teresa Trout, a good friend of mine, had gifted this to me a couple of months ago, and it's just so cool. There's so many things you can do with this, but because it's not 3 3/4, you're kind of limited. However, that's not everything that I collect. That scale. I'm a big Transformer collector, so most of the stuff that I've been collecting now falls along the Chug line. Um I'm not going to go into the explanation of what Chug is. You can figure that out. You know anything about Transformer collecting, you know what that means. But honestly, the things that I use for background pieces like this, these are meant for 3 3/4. These are not necessarily. These are 3 3/4. This is 3 3/4. But if you've got figures like these, you can kind of make them fit. You don't have to be locked into a specific idea of how things are supposed to look. I collect a lot of little. If I see something like, I got this from one of the local Ace Hardware stores. It's pretty cool. It's a trash bin. It's way out of scale for 3 3/4, but it might work for your Transformers or for some of your 12-inch action figures or something like that. You're only kind of limited in your own imagination. See, I collect a lot of these replica guitars. This is a polka dot Randy Rhoads Flying V replica, and it's definitely not going to fit any of my 3 3/4, but it might work for a 12-inch figure. I have a RoboCop figure somewhere back there in the corner. You can kind of see him next to Optimus Prime. That might actually work on him. But then again, if it's too big, I mean, you got to have fun with this stuff. You can't just let pure scale dictate what you're going to do with your photography. I don't do that. I go and I find stuff on eBay and Amazon. For example, the drum kits in here, these are Christmas ornaments. And these will work for 3 3/4. Maybe if you push it a little bit, they might work for 6-inch scale figures. Don't let stuff like scale dissuade you from coming up with a really creative and fun photograph. Let's see here. And the thing with these drums, I got these dirt cheap. These were at the dollar store. You can still get these now, and they would come with slime. You pop them open, and they have that little green slime. And it's a simple little thing, but these drums are perfect for background decoration, set decoration. I spray painted all of them, because I didn't really like the glossy colors they were. And, some of the paint is chipping, as you can see. Well, that lends to the character of the piece. It looks like an actual beat up oil drum or toxic waste drum or something, whatever, These are folding chairs. These came with my click and play set. These came in brown, and I spray painted them metallic silver, and they look like the old folding chairs that we would use in the cafeteria when we were in high school. You're only limited by your imagination. You don't need a lot of money. A lot of this stuff, for example, you see, this is a bathroom set that came with my bathtub. It came in like this hot pink, which I didn't like. So what I did is I just spray painted it a nice teal. It looks pretty cool. And I can use that for pretty much anything. These are cake decorations. They're little cans of beer. Isn't that cool? I got these from a decoration store that was going out of business before we left Texas. All kinds of stuff. I got this entire box. They were in a little baggie for 50 cents. Isn't that cool? There's a toilet, little bowling set, finger bowling set, Dollhouse Decorations. The possibilities for this kind of stuff is literally endless. I got a lot of these furniture. This is dollhouse furniture made out of balsa wood. I got this at the dollar store, Dollar Tree. Spray paint it. Use it as background set piece. Ian Trout made this flame piece out of glue and a straw. I need to use this again because this is a really cool piece. So you can do a lot with relatively little. You don't need to spend $1,000 just to get your dioramas started and up and running. You can do something as simple as this. Let me show you. This is basically just a cardboard that came in one of my packages from Amazon. All it is padding. That's all it is. I spray painted one side, looked teal, and the other side with a silver metallic. That is simple. That's all you need to get stuff started. You don't need an elaborate setup like I have. I do have it. I have the luxury of having this huge setup, but you don't need that. And you can start with basically nothing. The camera on your phone, even if that camera is not that good. I'm fortunate that I have a half decent camera on the phone that I use to shoot all of my shoots with. My phone, and that's just the phone that I use for photography. It's not even hooked up to a service. Use what you got. That's my biggest advice to anybody who wants to do anything with photography. Use what you have. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to spend really any money. If you have a little bit of imagination, you can do pretty much anything. I see a lot of my buddies now doing this now, and it's just simple. It's DIY. It's Wabi-sabi. It's, like Toy Polloi. Toy Polloi is one of my favorite online content providers, and you use what you have. You don't have to spend a mint to make something that looks pretty cool. I'll catch you cats later.